Hello everyone. So today I'm going to discuss the expected letter for the next OET exam, which is going to held on 4th of December, and I'm going to discuss the letter for nurses. So I would not say you'll get exactly the same patient, but yes, the similar case is expected for the next exam. So before performing the task, I would also like to discuss some criterion on which you are graded. So there are different criterion like most important aspect of the letter written. And 6 new grading criteria is there in OET writing. First is the purpose, in which the candidate must state the purpose of their letter and make it very clear at the very beginning. And the purpose should always be included in the first paragraph of the letter. You must state as to why the letter was written, as well as include what action needs to be taken by the reader. Second is the content. Here you must include all the relevant and necessary information in an accurate manner. In this part of the letter, you can score highly, provided that you write the required length. The given length is between 180 to 200 words. So the word count itself is a guide and will not be penalized for writing below the word limit or over it. The most important thing here is to include the information that is relevant and necessary. The important thing is to make sure you include everything that is necessary. For this, you need to analyze the case notes very properly. The third is clarity and consciousness. So this is associated with the content criterion, where you are given the scores of including relevant information. For this thing, you'll be marked for any irrelevant information you include. You must remember that this has to be related to the purpose of your letter mentioned in the paragraph 1. If it is not coherent, then this will make the purpose of the letter less clear. The next one is genre and style. So this criterion assesses what kind of language you have used to write your letter. So remember, there are different types of letters that are written as times to medical professionals or non-medical professionals. You must write using a formal style, and your language should reflect the kind of audience to whom you are addressing the letter. So medical terms or certain technical abbreviations are appropriate for a medical professional. The same cannot be used when writing to a parent. So your writing should also be clinical, precise, and non-judgmental. The next thing is organization and layout. So the organization of ideas is extremely important in letter writing. You must organize your letter properly. You should use proper paragraphs to identify different points. The whole idea is that the information should be properly sorted so that retrieving the information will not be a problem for you. Next is the language. This means that all the linguistic features will be tested here. The focus is on aspects of vocabulary and grammar. Tenses, articles, prepositions, verbs, sentences, punctuation, vocabulary, and many more is graded under this criterion. The focus is on how you use these aspects to properly express your ideas and highlight the requirement of the task. So now you can see the case notes in front of you. Here, Mr. Garrett Baker is a 79-year-old patient on the ward of a hospital in which you are a charge nurse. So you have a 79-year-old patient. And we have to scroll down to the task. The task is, using the information in the case notes, write a letter to Miss Samantha Brin, senior nurse at Grewal's Nursing Home, 27 Station Road, Grewal's, who will be responsible for Mr. Baker's continued care at the nursing home. So you're writing the letter to the nursing home, to the senior nurse there, who will be responsible of the continued care of this patient. So I'll give you some time to read the case notes. So how to perform the task? I have given you the time. The first thing is the preparation. So you'll be given a time limit of 45 minutes to complete the task. So it is suggested that the first 5 minutes be used to prepare for the task, with remaining 40 minutes reserved for the writing. So keep some guidelines in your mind. For example, read the case notes carefully and read the case notes. Second is identify the purpose of the letter. So you'll have to identify whether the letter is a discharge, transfer, or referral. This is usually evident in the prompt itself, where the type of the letter will be directly named, or you can infer the purpose from the given information. The third one, identify and make quick note of the information which is relevant, keeping in mind the prompt and purpose of the letter. Next is number your selected points to form particular order so that you'll use this order to structure your letter, like which information should be included in which paragraph, like this. So which should come first, which should come later on. And remember, next thing, that not all the information will be of use to a particular reader depending on the purpose of the letter. Choose your points carefully. Next, you have to adhere to the word limit, as I mentioned earlier also, that is 180 to 200 words. This is possible if you successfully select only the relevant information. Clear? This is how you have to utilize your 5 minutes. Next, how you have to utilize your 40 minutes. That is in writing, obviously. But there are some guidelines that I would suggest you to follow. The first one is begin with a clear introduction wherein the purpose of the letter is immediately apparent. Next thing is divide your letter into short, clear paragraphs depending on the nature and amount of the content. Moving further, there must be a clear concluding paragraph typically containing a call to action. Next is, while the information in the case notes will be given in a point form, you are expected to write in full sentences and paragraphs. And the last one, very important, any abbreviations or profession specific vocabulary must be used, keeping in mind the target reader's expected ability to understand. Like if you're writing to a medical profession, you can use that abbreviations, but if you're writing to a non-medical professional, then you need to write that similar thing in a very simple language. Here, I would like to give you an advice that OET test does not specify any particular letter format or template. That I repeat to my students also every time. The only thing is that the format utilized must be clear and well structured so that reader is able to understand your request. Now, like I have shared the letter with you, and here I would just discuss how you can write the letter, but I would not give you the solution. I want you to write down your letter, send your solutions below in the comments, then we'll correct it and send you the corrections back. So here Mr. Garrel Baker is a 79-year-old patient on the ward of a hospital in which you are a charge nurse. And according to the details, he's suffering from osteoarthritis requiring a left total hip replacement surgery. So care is required post-discharge from hospital. So your task is you to write a letter to the senior nurse who will be responsible for Mr. Baker's continued care at the nursing home. So here I will give you a tip that it is not clearly stated that this is a letter of discharge. However, based on the information given, that is that the patient is being discharged post-surgery, it can be inferred that this is a letter of discharge. Then you need to underline which information is necessary, like hip replacement surgery, on which date, and now he's returning to the nursing home. Then we need to talk about the post-surgery, what is his condition. Then in the next paragraph, we need to mention the plan of care and also the medications and also like some exercise programs or which needs to be continued. Then a special thing which is mentioned in this letter, that equipment is required for his care, will he walk around and all, then we need to mention about that also. Then in the last, we need to mention about his sutures, which are going to be removed on 21st of September. Then about his follow-up test. Then the closure line, like, do contact me if you require any clarifications regarding Mr. Baker's discharge. Yours sincerely, your name, your resignation. So this is how you have to write the letter. Write down this letter, follow my guidelines, send it back to me. You can send in the comments and we'll correct it. And please send your emails also or contact numbers or WhatsApp so that we can give you the solutions back, or you can send us your sample letters on our WhatsApp number as well, that is 9988209000, or you can see the number on the screen as well, or you can email us also. So here I would like to conclude by giving you the tips, that is I would like to summarize it. Understand the writing task, identify the type of letter, understand the case notes. Spend around 3 to 4 minutes carefully reading and understanding the case notes. Select the case notes, choose only relevant information, plan your writing structure, organize case notes, transform the case notes into a letter of between 180 to 200 words, use abbreviations where required, use the correct format, mention the name if given, otherwise only mention the designation. So, this is how you have to attempt this letter, and please do prepare this type of letter. It is expected that you'll be getting a letter like this. So thank you for watching the video. If you need online or offline classes or OET correction course, you can contact us on the given number and avail our courses. so that you can make your dream come true by clearing your OET and becoming RN overseas. So stay tuned for the next video, and please do not forget to send us the sample letters written by you so that we can correct you, we can evaluate you. That is free of cost. Thank you.